Now we're on to the Bruins. They're back home on this Finish Strong Friday. Ty, what'd you make of game 2? Let's start there.
First half was great. Second half, trash. But let me say this. There's not many times I walk away from a 6-1 loss going, I feel good. I feel good.
You're like the Celtics.
No, I
said that today.
I feel good about the way that game ended. I feel good about the fact that David Pastrnak is willing to effectively get his ass beat and say, I'm not afraid of that guy. I'll take another punch if I have to. I'll do anything for this team. That should resonate with your locker room. That should set a stage for an emotionally charged Game 3 at the Garden tonight. So I don't love the result, but at the end of the day, I expect you to come back home 1-1 at the very best. I don't think you're going to go 2-0 down there. You want to avoid going 0-2. 1-1, it's kind of what I thought. But to get your ass beat, but to go down swinging, I like that. I like that for the Bruins. I like that it was a leader taking charge and saying, I'm not afraid of Matt Tkachuk. I'm not afraid of the Panthers. I think a year ago, they were afraid of the Panthers. I think they were afraid of their physicality. This year, they're built to handle it better, and they're willing to handle it better. And I think you saw that at the end of Game 2, sorry.
I think it helps, set the environment for what could take place tonight at the Garden. Celtics lose last night. Obviously, you flip it over. Bruins are back home tonight. Now, you got to come out flying to carry. I'm talking about that carryover of emotion. But if they don't do that, then that's all for naught, right?
Exactly. This should be a galvanizing moment. This should be a moment where they look at themselves in the mirror and say, if David Pastrnak is willing to get in a fight, why aren't we? Everyone in that locker room should be ready to do anything for this team now. And I just think it means something, right? If Pat Maroon fights somebody, you're kind of like, all right, he's doing his job. But if the guy who has 11 million reasons not to, he can break his hand, he can get a concussion, whatever the case may be. When he's willing to do that resonates with the locker room.
You mentioned Maroon. Can you explain why he got what he got? Because they came back from break, they showed it, and then I think the broadcast said he must have said something.
Yeah, my best explanation is that NHL officials have never been worse. They're just bad. They're bad at their job now. And
I know you were down there. I didn't know if you saw something.
I didn't see anything. I watched it
supposedly
1,000
he grabbed
times.
the guy's collar.
Yeah, everyone does that after every whistle during the play. My read on that would be that they wanted to get the two chief disruptors, Maroon and Cousins, out of the game before it got stupid. But then what happened? It got stupid. Yeah. They don't know how to manage games anymore. They used to make management calls. They would say, no, we don't want you guys doing this. We're getting rid of this guy. But they didn't do that. And then they never... I was surprised that nobody got a match penalty, which a match penalty carries with a 1-game suspension automatically, pending review. And I was surprised nobody did that because that's how you truly cool things down. But they never did that. And so... I don't know. I just think that was an overzealous official getting rid of two guys that would cause trouble. But I think this is good for the NHL. Why are we robbing fans of that? Why are we robbing viewers of that? This is a rivalry where these two teams. Boston, Florida is a great rivalry. What are the odds of that happening? And you're going to take away from that? SportsCenter led with Bruins Panthers basically. That they led with the fights
everywhere.
And
everywhere.
You're going to get rid of Maroon. And what I didn't like about that, you notice that the Panthers got a lot tougher once Maroon was gone. Yeah, they're opportunistic.
That's when all the shenanigans started.
Yeah, that's when they're an opportunistic team. I don't think they're. I might be wrong here. Some people out there, I don't think they're a real tough guy team. I just don't. I think they're opportunistic. They pick their spots, and then when the noise gets too loud for them, that's when they kind of back off. But I thought once Maroon was gone, they were like, "Oh, we can do this now." Where were you before then, though? I don't really respect the way this Panthers team plays. They're a good team, but I don't think they're as tough as they like to pretend.
All right, let's talk about the goalie situation moving forward. What happened in the last game, the physicality, the fighting, everything that happened at the end. What happens tonight?
I feel all right because I feel like what was their downfall in Game 2 is correctable.
Do you think that there was, and you kind of hit on this before, but there was some level of fear that all of the nonsense that happened late in the game on the other night, going back 2 days on Wednesday night, sort of puts them over that hill? That they're not thinking about being fearful of the Florida Panthers anymore?
Yeah, I think...
because here's what I'm looking for, and I got to explain my question to you. I'm looking for two things that came out of this game. I wanted to know what the Bruins achieved with everything that went on late in the game and what they achieved by pulling Jeremy Swayman out of net. and how it impacts the series going forward.
All right, working backwards here.
So go ahead.
Pulling Swayman got him some rest. They got him some rest. I think he's in net again tonight. I don't think you go away from him after a bad game that I don't really think was his fault. Even on the goal that he ends up getting pulled on, like, he made the initial save, and it was a second chance look, third chance look that beats him. And you look at sort of like McAvoy screens him on the third one. The second one was what happened on the second one? There was too many. There was too many goals. There was a missed icing. The Bruins thought, anyways, on the fourth one that ended up getting them pulled. The first one is a miscommunication where Swayman should have sent it behind the net. He sends it into a pile to Wotherspoon. There's too much traffic over there. If he goes the other way, Derek Forbort's the only guy within 30 feet of the puck, and it's a cleaner breakout. But anyways, I don't think that the Game 2 loss was a reflection on Jeremy Swayman at all, in any fashion. I don't think that was his fault. And so I go right back to him. Here. Oh, yeah, the second goal. McAvoy didn't have a stick for about 35 seconds.
What is going on with Charlie McAvoy?
I think it's mental. I think it's all mental. Like, he's having problems making breakouts right now. Oh, yeah. I think he's like, I'm watching his game right now. Like, there was I mentioned this on TV last night. There was like a D-to-D pass, very simple breakout. Mason Lowry to Charlie McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy flubs it, and now they're scattered in the D zone, and they're trying to recover as best they can. So I think right now it's more between the ears for him, where he knows that he's pressing, he knows that he has to be the do-it-all guy for them, and he kind of has to snap out of it. I mean, but this is where, if you're Charlie McAvoy and you're the Bruins, you have a bit of confidence because of what happened in the first round. Marchand snapped out of it in Game 3. Pastrnak snapped out of it in Game 7. Like he's next on that list.
See, we keep saying we hope it's an injury because, like, you've seen him play better before, but you do see flashes from him. Like, he'll light someone up, or he'll have a hell of a move with the stick, with the puck. I mean, he can move the puck.
Yeah.
And then there's times he's just standing flat-footed.
I mean, think about this. Like, we've kind of been talking about Charlie McAvoy all postseason, saying he's got to be better. Well, through 8 games before Game 2, he had 4 assists. He had 14 shots on goal. He was averaging the 4th most time on ice among all NHL playoff defensemen this year. Like, it hasn't been horrible, but it needs to be great, right? That's kind of like the difference. Like, it needs to be great for this team to get the most out of its roster. And so that's got to happen. But I think you just alluded to it. Like, he has that ability. He can put somebody on the tracks. He can come through with a big hit, a big play, a key breakout. Like, and this is why he's so important. The 2 things you need to improve on the most, in my opinion, tonight, setting the tone physically and having cleaner breakouts. Those are 2 things that when he is going, he can do. So he's got to get to that point. He's got to step up for this team. But in my opinion, he can do it. It's between the ears right now.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here.
For more Bruins analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.